I want to just make a video. It's a follow-up to my Raw review. Now, I was discussing Raw last night at work with my good buddy, Ryder or Riot. Right here on YouTube, it's Ryder or Riot 1. Like I said in a couple of videos back, subscribe to him. He's got some good videos on there. You should check him out. Now, I was discussing how much I enjoyed this Raw, but for the reason of nostalgia. Now, I made sure I did all my disclaimers, so, the YWC fanatics, don't come charging at my door and trying to find out where I live on MapQuest or shit like that. So, the thing is, why I enjoyed this Raw is because, I enjoy wrestlers of the past. I talk about how I'm not really into that many wrestlers on the roster. There is a lot of guys that I like, but there's a lot more guys that I fucking hate from WWE. And the thing is that this episode of Raw had terrible matches, but it had excellent promos. See, the thing is, this Raw was epic because it had a good 30 to 40 minutes of quality television. If you did not enjoy that Ric Flair segment, you either don't have a pulse or you are not a wrestling fan, because that shit was edgy as fuck. You had some really great, realistic, promo material right there. Just great brawls. It was like a very aggressive segment. It just defined everything that WWE should be. And the matches sucked. I mean, they were horrible, shitty. I was happy to see Dreamer back, but even his match sucked. You didn't have any good matches. The main event, the mixed tag, was just, everybody walked out. And I've complained, to almost until my face turns red in these videos. I have screamed, complained, and bitched and moaned about how much I fucking hate when wrestlers walk out of matches. It's stupid, it's retarded, it makes them look like pussies. You had these people walk out of the match. You had Vicky and AJ walk out of the match, and you had Cesaro walking out of his match with Ryback. And the thing was, that's just fucking unacceptable. But the thing is, you have to understand, I actually rather see, this Raw than, have 1,000 shitty matches and get one good match like we do on a normal 3-hour Raw. That's my personal opinion. I think, I'd rather see Flair, and Punk going at it verbally than just seeing, an okay, 2.5-star match. I mean, seriously, I hear some people saying that this was the worst Raw of the year. Obviously, if you're saying that this is the worst Raw of the year, you haven't seen the other Raws, because I'd say about 75% of them qualify as the worst Raw of the year. This was actually one of the better Raws of the year. I mean, I don't see... People are always getting it twisted. I can see why you might say this Raw sucked. You can say it completely sucked. If you say that, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't have good taste in wrestling. Because, you had that edginess, you had charisma in the Flair segment there. And, the Ziggler kiss and everything. And, I also really liked, my personal opinion, I really enjoyed the fact that Ziggler got fucked over. Because this is really going to put a lot of heat on Cena. I think at this point they have almost no choice but to turn him heel. They're laying the building blocks. I think that it is going to happen. I mean, it was confirmed that, Raw was going to get edgier. And yes, it was fucking edgier. You had a great, beatdown backstage. No one got chili poured on their fucking head. You had that great big segment. And you had that, sexual, horny-ass kiss from Ziggler. I mean, there you go. I mean, that is maybe not the edgiest fucking thing, but I think that CM Punk and Flair was a pretty edgy segment there. I had a lot of attitude there. I felt like I was back during the Attitude Era. So, I received a mixed reaction on my Raw review, and, that's okay, because I can understand. Thankfully, nobody bashed Flair. I'm happy about that. I'm happy people respect Flair. Because, seriously, if you bash fucking Ric Flair, you're a fucking idiot. Because Ric Flair is one of the best of all time. His matches are classic, but the thing is, to me, his matches were great, but the personality shines through. Almost, I feel like a lot of times Ric Flair's promos overshadowed his matches a lot of times. Now, he had a lot of great matches, but the promos, for me, if you want to talk about Flair's WWE career, I would say tenfold Ric Flair's promos were better than his matches. Because his best matches were had in WCW and NWA. When it comes to WWE, Flair's promos overshadowed his in-ring performances, I feel. His best match was not even aired on TV. It was when Bret Hart took the title from him at a fucking Coliseum videotaping. It wasn't even aired on TV. So Flair's promos, the fucking thing is, I just enjoyed this. But the thing is, my problem with this Raw is that, I did have problems with it. And I didn't state that because the video was running a little bit long. But the thing is that, I feel that Raw, just WWE in general, shouldn't have to rely on fucking nostalgia, all the time. It was a little bit cheap. Because when you think about it, these guys like Tommy Dreamer, Flair, and just all these wrestlers, getting them out there, all this nostalgia and just bringing back characters for no reason, really. Boogeyman was just pointless. It was just because it was a shocking moment, so they brought him out. It's cheap. It's cheap, like entertainment there, but it's entertainment nonetheless. The thing is, WWE can't rely on this. Because when you really think about it, if it wasn't for any of those returns, yeah, this episode of Raw, I would say completely sucked. And that's the thing. WWE should have already built stars that we love. We should already have, like, our next Austin and Rock. Not our replacements, because nobody can ever replace those guys. But we should at least have guys that were, just about as awesome as them. It just can't be that only Austin and fucking Rock are the only guys that have, like, unmatchable charisma. Come on. There's guys out there. You've got fucking thousands of wrestlers all over the fucking country in the indies. Stone Cold was an indie guy at one point, and so was The Rock. Everybody's an indie wrestler at one point. You're telling me that there's not one guy that has, like, a crazy amount of charisma? And then when there are guys with charisma, Titus O'Neil, for example, this is my problem here. Like, for example, they bring out Biggie Langston, so, not much is known about this guy. And the thing is, it's obvious that they wanted another, big, muscular, black wrestler. But the thing is, Langston, I've heard him talk before. And the thing is, Titus O'Neil is a lot better and has a lot more charisma. Now, Langston might be better in the ring. I haven't really seen a lot of his matches to really judge him fairly. But Titus O'Neil is okay in the ring. But the thing is, he has a lot of charisma. So if you want a guy like that, big, black, and muscular, hello, you already got one. Titus O'Neil. He's already there. He's stuck in a shitty tag team that ain't going anywhere. Repackage him. I told you that they should give him like a really classy gimmick. Have him come out in a suit with like sunglasses. Make him really flashy. Maybe some jewelry, some like gold rings or some shit. Take that millions of dollars things he always says and make like he's got $1 million on him or some shit like that. Maybe flash some money. Like I said, make him like almost like a gangster type of gimmick. I think it would work. That's my idea. See, I'm actually coming out with ideas for WWE because they can't think of any original ones. So yeah, that's the thing. They can't keep going back to the same fucking shit. And, I'm going to be really pissed if Cena does not end up turning heel because of this. They're putting so much heat on him. You gotta believe that the reason why they gave Cena that Wrestler of the Year, that Superstar of the Year award, is because they want him to get heat. I mean, it's not even like they're blind to this. They act like they are. You can tell because during all the boos and all that, they kept on flashing to Cena signs in the crowd, trying to get our minds off of it, that brainwash shit that they try to do. But the thing is, they must know by now the brainwashing has failed. Because, listen to all the crowd reactions from all the events. People don't like Cena. And your top guy should not even be getting a 50-50 response. It should be almost at least 75% should love him. That's what I fucking feel. So they better fucking turn him heel. At least before Mania. Maybe he'll turn heel at Mania. I really think that they should have him going into Cena Rock 2 as a heel. Because it's fucking ridiculous already. Everybody loves the fucking Rock and everybody hates Cena. So wouldn't it just make sense to make him fucking heel already? So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the fucking episode of Raw. A lot of people didn't because I guess they don't like nostalgia, but they're not really giving you any good reasons. They're just saying, oh, the match sucked. Like I said, I rather see a big, awesome, epic segment that that lasted 30-40 minutes rather than just an 8-minute match that was 2.5 stars and you're gonna forget about it in a couple of weeks anyway. So to say that this was one of the worst Raws just because it was very random with the appearances and you had a lot of goofy awards. I have to say, for a Slammy Award show, this was definitely the best Slammies I've ever seen by far. So like I said, it was kind of pathetic that they had to hark back to the nostalgia. That they actually have to bring out a guy like Flair. Flair's more entertaining than 90% of the roster. You only got a couple of guys on the current roster who could work the mic as well. The Miz is not really cutting good promos anymore. Punk is the only one. The Rock, if you want to count them. Besides that, who else is cutting entertaining promos? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, it's a little bit cheap that they have to go back to the old wrestlers. I mean, Flair's been cutting fucking promos like this for fucking almost 40 years now. So, it's almost just unimaginable that they would have to go back to Flair because the current guys can't cut it. So, yeah, I liked Raw, but there was a reason why I liked it. And there you go. I just hope that all the shit that they put into it is going to lead to something. Otherwise, then last night was completely worthless.